I get really excited when I see all these passionate people get up here and speak. These things are, all you see is just success story after success story after success story after success story. And I'm just thoroughly impressed with how big this thing has gotten. When I first got started, I didn't have the professional atmosphere, just like Cam. I had my sketchy friend, literally like, well, it didn't happen like that. He had me come over to his house, he sat me down, he didn't even have the drink at all, and he played a 22-minute video. And then after the video was done, he was like, bro. So I was like, God, like, what are we doing? He said, I don't know, but I want to do it. You know, so I'm just glad that we've came from that point, you know, just a little bit. But I mean, essentially, this thing's getting really, really big, guys. You really have to keep an open mind to it, because if you're not to this point, it literally might pass you by. You know, and it's not going to hurt anybody but yourself. You know, so just to paint this big picture of what we're actually doing real quick, obviously they did a great job of illustrating everything that's going on. But if this doesn't make clear-cut sense to you right now, literally just open your mind, dude. Right now, all we did is we took a healthy alternative to a necessary product. So right now in the United States of America, we're the second most obese nation. So we created a healthy alternative to a necessary product. Caffeine is never going out of style. You know, right now caffeine is a $12.5 billion market. For our generation, the average student, average young person spends $200 a month on caffeine. That's a statistic. You know, like obviously we spend money on that. So what he did is he created a healthy energy drink that almost sounds like an oxymoron. You know, so he created a healthy energy drink and he put that product into our hands as the most socially connected demographic the world's ever seen. You know, like we can touch glass and talk to China. Like it's absolutely freaking insane. And so what he did is he just hyper incentivized us to talk about it, dude. We already talk about everything anyways. You know, when you have good shoes, what do you do? Instagram. When you eat a good meal, what do you do? Instagram. You know, when you feel great, what do? You tweet about it. When you feel opinionated, what do? Facebook status. You know, like all we do is share information. We would naturally do this anyways. So he said, I'm just going to hyper incentivize these people to talk about it with residual income, like they touched on, money that pays us in our sleep, an attractive lifestyle, money, cars, and watches, because that's what we like as a young demographic. But here's the kicker. This is the part that really kind of almost scared me into the progress that I've gotten so far. In the worst economy ever since the Great Depression. Straight up 100%. You don't know what you don't know. If you're in college right now, chance of getting a job, half. Reality. Straight up, half chance of getting a job is half. If you happen to be the 56% of kids who do get a job, the average salary right now is $28,000 to $32,000 a year. I'm not trying to be condescending, but you don't know what you don't know, dude. I was going to school playing basketball as a college athlete, just doing my thing, not knowing that the real world was knocking at my door, dude. Like, I was going to only half chance of getting a job. Average salary is 28, 32 G's a year. I can't do the things I want to do off $32,000 a year. You know, raise your hand if you have a dream, goal, aspiration higher than a name tag. Yeah, everybody in the room. You know, but at the same time, those dreams, goals, and aspirations, they need money, dude. You want to start your own business? That takes capital. You want to start your own restaurant? That takes capital. You want to start your own, like, clothing line, whatever it might be? That takes capital. And I realize that. And so what most people don't know is you can't default on student debt. You just can't. You know, you can knock on the bank's door, dude. I have a PhD, master's, bachelor's, associate's degree, whatever. You can be as qualified as you want to be. You're just as qualified as every single other student, but the bank teller is going to say you're just as much as in debt, dude. Just as much. So I saw that. So I saw that school necessarily by itself wasn't the best way to rely on myself to making a bunch of money. You know, and I'm not trying to materialize or monetize money by any means whatsoever. I'm not a materialistic person. I have regular shoes on and a regular shirt, but at the same time, I understand that money is up there with oxygen. You know, like you need a lot of it to do what you want to do, and I recognize that. So the only thing we did as young people was we found a vehicle to create a lot of money, you know, and so what this business has done is absolutely incredible. Right now, like you said, you can't really contest results. There's 75,000 young people doing this right now. You know, in this YPR, of Young People Revolution, so young people getting their hands on this industry, it's been around for 2 years. Within those 2 years, dude, 54 kids are running around making a six-figure income or more. Like do you understand, like $100,000 a year, to paint the picture, that's $2,000 a week. That's what six figures looks like. You know, and I saw all these kids doing it, and the craziest part about it is whenever you meet somebody who's making six figures, whenever you meet a millionaire, dude, they're pretty reluctant to tell you how they did it. Why? Because that puts their job in jeopardy. You know, no one wants to lose their job. If you have the CEO of Best Buy and you're a cashier, it's not going to tell you how to become the CEO. You know, then his job's in jeopardy. But in this organization, dude, the only way for people to make a lot of money is to help a bunch of other people make a lot of money, which in my opinion is the most morally correct way to make a lot of money. So I saw people like Brad Alcaz and this guy, he's a 26-year-old kid, just bought a Lamborghini Aventador because it was Tuesday. And he's because it was Tuesday, like literally the lifestyle. This guy's a 26-year-old kid. Look at my Instagram, I was chilling with him, dude. He's teaching me how to do the exact same thing. My best friend's a millionaire. What? Like, it's insane, dude. And so I saw that in this organization, not just in this, but in life, if you do what people do, and you say what people say, you'll get what they get every single time. So I saw if I can do what Brad does and I can say what Brad says, I'll get what Brad gets. And the craziest freaking part about it is that it worked, you know, and I saw that, so my belief was raised. And so the two things that I needed to hear when my friend first told me, about this, I was like, one, dog, is this legal? Because I saw other dumb shit on Facebook like NCA. I saw other stuff that was kind of sketchy that really made me feel uncomfortable about this industry. You know, so I saw the credibility. Dr. Oz, he's Oprah's doctor. Oprah. Oprah's not even a human being. She's like Oprah. Like, she's not even real. So Oprah's doctor was like, this, a half can of this and a handful of almonds is the healthiest way to start your day. Saw my best friend, Terrence Denny, whose blood sugar was at 267 after drinking the product for 2 months. Blood sugar regulated at 90, dude. Wow. 90. That's a big deal. So if the business doesn't interest you, which it most likely will, honestly, if the business doesn't interest you, look into the product, because we all have people who have cancer, type 2 diabetes, dude, high cholesterol, blood sugar problems, things like that. So I saw that this was changing people's lives. So I saw the credibility. I saw Dr. Oz, like I said. I saw the Phoenix Suns, their basketball team. Like Eric said, if you've ever heard of Michael Jordan, he's a pretty decent athlete. Back in his day, he actually made this the official health and wellness project of the Charlotte Bobcats. Now the Charlotte Hornets, because they changed their name. Whatever. So I saw the credibility. And so then the second thing that I wanted to know, and that's probably what all you guys are wanting to know, is like, can this work for me? Because when I met Leo, he told me about all these people in Cali making this happen, dude. Bryce Madig, Luke Kish, Skylar Tanksley, all these other guys in Cali making this happen. I was like, bro, that's cool, but we're in Indianapolis. I was like, can we make it work here, dude? So he introduced me to this kid at IU. He was a third-year student, and by the numbers, this kid was making literally 2 G's a month. You know, I'd never seen that anywhere, dude. And the craziest part about it is that this kid was driving a company-paid BMW with a beam across the side. Black on black BMW 335i. So I was like, dog, you're in my age demographic. You look like me, you walk like me, you talk like me. We literally both go to class, but you make 2 more G's a month than I make, and you drive a nicer car than I drive. I was like, what are you doing? You know, so he introduced me to people here that are making this happen. You know, we didn't have all this, dude. Like, literally every single person in this organization, in this room right now, has probably made over $100 in Diva. Like, that's a lot of freaking money. You know, so we didn't have all these success stories. All I saw was people at IU make this happen. So even then, I was like, dog, like, okay, that's IU. We're in Brownsburg. It's like, can we make this happen? And so the craziest part about it is that it started working, dude. So I started listening to people who had what I wanted, started following this system, started seeing that freaking people could literally make this happen. And from that, we pioneered a revolution. So this thing isn't for everybody. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it for you. But if you've ever been that person that was ambitious, driven, hardworking, you kind of picture yourself as somebody that didn't want to wear a name tag for the rest of your life, somebody who wanted, you know, something different than the societal norm, this is probably for you. You know, it's not a fairy tale. You don't just get involved and become a millionaire. Like, that's not what happens. You have to put in work, but this is the most simplistic hard work you'll ever find. Literally, the person who shares the story most wins. I'll paint the picture for you. You make a list of all your friends. How many of your friends want to be healthy? All of them. How many of your friends want to be wealthy? All of them. Make a list of all those people, and you share the story with them. Obviously not in a text message. It'd be hard to put all this in a text message right now, but we teach you how. Like I said, so I started plugging in with the system, and then I started getting the results that they got. And so over the course of 9 months since I've been involved in this, it's freaking astonishing, because it took me from, as the story goes, sleeping in my car, homeless every single night, to now literally making the money I'm making, gonna push platinum this RA, and then also at the same time it's paying for my car. Dude, I test drove BMWs today because I'm getting one. Like, it's scary, dude, because this thing's getting really, 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 really big. So it's not about me, it's not about the other leaders in here, it's about the newest freaking person. Because like Eric said, you know, your friend brought you here because you could, be really freaking good at this thing, dude. Like, honestly, I see a lot of women in here. Fun fact, all women, dude, 82% of women that make 6 figures. So if you're a woman, listen to this. If you, like, want to make 6 figures, 82% of women that make $100,000 or more do it in this industry right here. You don't know what you don't know. So I saw that. I was like, well, dude, need to get a lot of girls on my team. You know? And the second reason is, dude, because not only would you freaking kill this, but at the same time, you might need this more than anybody. If Leo didn't tell me about this thing, 2 things would happen. I'd still be homeless as shit. That was so not fun. I'm just so thankful right now. I'd still be homeless. And 2, I would have added 217 people into this organization. Like, it's absolutely, you never know who's going to need this thing more than the next person. So check out the legality of this thing, because I know people are really, really skeptical. Just clear up that awkward elephant in the room. This isn't one of those things where the person on top makes all the money. You know, it's actually called a job. I was in one, you know, and I saw that, dude. This is PDI. If you're competitive at all, this is for you, dude. Performance-driven income. If you want to make more money than me, let's go, dude. Let's race. I'm all for it, because you have the possibility to do so. Obviously, you have a little bit of time leverage on everyone, but at the same time, dog, you bust your butt harder than me, you're going to get paid more. You know, literally performance-driven income. So I saw that, dude, and why that's really exciting is because everything in the economy, every single job, everything from Fortune 500 CEOs, all the way down to old Charlie's waitresses, every single thing is going to go to pay for performance. Everything. So I was like, why would I do it in the industry where, dude, the only way to get a raise is for someone to quit? The only way to make more money is for someone to get fired. The only way to look good in school is for someone else to get a bad grade. You get a good grade. You know, in network marketing in this industry, the only way I make a bunch of money is if you guys make a bunch of money. Dude, we legitimately hold your hand until you make money. It's not to materialize or monetize money or anything like that, but at the same time, after you make money, you have what no one else has. And that's just called a story. All we do is share our story. We're professional storytellers. Facts sell, stories tell. You know, we just share the story. Whoever shares the story most wins, dude. So you can't really contest results. 75,000 young people do this. Like I said, 54 kids under the age of 23 right now making $100,000 or more. It's insane. Literally looking at some of the next six-figure income earners in the room. You know, you guys know who you are at the same time. And right now, dude, this thing is literally taking off. Within the next 22 months, it's going to be a $1 billion company. Why does that matter to any of us? They pay out 50 cents to every single dollar of profit they earn to the affiliates. So it's like saying, dog, how much of 500 million do you want? Like, shit, all of it? Like, let's go. You know, but the craziest thing is that you get to determine it. You know, so I'll end it on this. You know, it really didn't click with me until after I got involved, dude, and I flew out to San Diego. I wasn't a big shot at all. I was still broke. You know, I wasn't making any money, but they flew me out to San Diego, which was great. And I got to meet this guy named Bryce Madick. Google this guy after you hear his story. You know, this guy named Bryce Madick, he's 22 years old, you know, and he had what I wanted, you know, which is contrary to most people, because most people listen to our teachers, parents, professors, aunts, uncles, cats, dogs, whatever, when it comes to making money, people who don't have the lifestyle. This guy named Bryce, not to impress you guys, I don't care at all, but to impress upon you, this is really, really working. He was 22 years old, lived in San Diego, California, drove a BMW M5, pause. I was like, that is the nicest car I've ever seen. More impressively than that, lived in a $5.5 million mansion, and by the numbers, this kid made $500,000 at the age of 22, $500,000 a year. So I was like, Bryce, like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, it's very, very simple, dude. And so I was like, all right, man, you're part of the 3%. Because like you said, 3% of the world owns 97% of the economy. That is a fact. You can Google that anywhere. 3% of the world owns 97% of the economy. That's like saying right now there's 100 people in a room, 3 people have $32, the rest of us get to fight over $3. That's legitimately the economy. I was like, dog, you're part of the 3%. Tell me what you know. And he said, Yahdy, it's easy, man. What do all wealthy people have? I was like, Bryce, I'm not wealthy. I don't know. Otherwise, I'd be in your position right now. You know, he was like, you're right. You know, so he's like, this is what all wealthy people have. The first thing all wealthy people have, one, everyone from LeBron James, Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, JP Morgan, all these wealthy people, the first thing they have is a network. A network. LeBron James has a network of people that watch him play basketball. Oprah Winfrey has a network of people that watch her shows. You know, JP Morgan has a network of people to bank with and do real estate with. So it's like, all right, network could be very important in making a lot of money. It's like, what's the second thing all wealthy people have? So the second thing all wealthy people have is a system, dude. A system. LeBron James has a system of playing basketball. He scored like 61 last night, or 2 nights ago. You know, Oprah Winfrey has a system for her show. Steve Jobs has a system for the iPhone. Dude, all of us have an iPhone. A system. So 2 + 2 is 4. I started making sense. I was like, dog, what do you think's going to happen? We have the most socially connected demographic the world's ever seen. We have the biggest network in the history of ever. You attach a system to it that's already working. It's already working. You know, that's why it got so freaking big, dude. That's why this thing's going to clear $1 billion within the next 22 months. That's absolutely scary. Absolutely scary. Roughly, literally 3,000 to 8,000, millionaires have to be created for that to happen. Right now, there's only a handful. Like, dude, if it's not clicking for you, then I don't know, man. Let's go. But right now, dude, this thing's getting really, really big. Get back with the person who brought you here. No one's trying to scam you into anything. No one even really cares if you do this. I really hope all you guys don't enroll. I really just want the ballers, dude. The people who are hustlers, ambitious, go-getters, motivated, want to do something different, man. If that's not you, don't get involved. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. It's very simple. You just do what people do, say what people say, you'll get what they get. If you have a reason for doing this, a really, really great reason, whether it's something crazy like retire your mom, which people have done, or to start your own business, or to not work a 9 to 5, or to not have student loans, whatever that might be, dude, think of that right now. Because all of us raised our hands and we had a dream or aspiration above a name tag. All of us go through this broken system of getting a name tag, so I didn't want to freaking have a name tag, you know, which is absolutely crazy.